You know, in California, we're struggling with a really serious drought. We're on water restrictions, so the first thing that most people do is turn off the water to their lawns. A lot of folks are maintaining a minimal amount of water, which is keeping their lawns green and keeping their trees alive. And that's actually a good thing. You cut off the water completely to your lawns, and oftentimes trees that have grown dependent upon the water will die. A lot of species are very, they need a lot of water. Birch trees, they need a lot of water. You just turn it off and they will die quickly. So I'm always on the lookout for alternatives to lawns that don't require a whole lot of water. And I was driving down and I saw this wood chip based front yard where they took all the wood chips from somebody's tree that was cut down. It's mostly wood, so it keeps a consistency of color, and it's quite attractive. And they're using individual emitters for each of the landscape plants, which is much more efficient in reducing the needs for water. So if you have a situation where you've got a lawn and don't know what to do with it, consider using a wood chip base covering. And that does a lot of things. It cuts down your need to water the lawn, but it also improves the quality of the soil underneath. So let's say someday it starts to rain again and we do get an adequate amount of water to put a lawn back in or do whatever you want to do. By mulching the surface, it will greatly enhance the improvement of the soil that you've got. It'll introduce the beneficial mycorrhizae. It'll keep the moisture in longer. It'll prevent evaporation. There's so many reasons why mulch is such a great idea. And you know, this really wasn't that expensive. You know, you can get wood chips for free from most people, and you know, they probably spent maybe $1,000 on plants and you know, maybe another couple $1,000 on an irrigation system. But contrary to what the cost of a lawn would be and the long-term costs of maintaining it as well as watering it, this is a good idea. And if you look underneath, you can see that there's an old layer of chips that's top dressed with an attractive layer of chips. So you can continually add more chips to a landscape like this and keep it fresh looking. Alternatively, you can also buy compost material from the rockery at about $25 to $30 a yard. That is basically composted wood chips. It's a little easier to put on. It doesn't last as long as the larger bits of wood, but it's very attractive. So when you look across the street to this mess and this dried out environment, this hostile environment, and their attitude is likely, I don't want to spend the money on a lawn. But if they think differently and think outside the box, they can certainly improve the quality of the soil in their front yard and make it a suitable looking landscape. And they don't have to mow it anymore. So think chips, think mulch.